Good morning. This video is for 8th grade, and today we're going to study two classes. Class number one is going to be about grammar. So we're going to study page 44, and after that, we're going to have a reading class. So it's necessary you understand what we are doing. Remember, you have to do some activities, and my idea is to help you to complete the book, the unit. I mean, unit 4. So I'm gonna help you because I want is you do 3 exercises. Not for not for now. I mean, not now. It's just taking your time. It's gonna be for May 24, 25, or May 20, but it's not yet. I mean, it's you're gonna have time. So what are you gonna do? It's remember we have a special class. It was about readings, and you have to read pages 42, 46, 48, and 51. And after that, you have to record your voice, and then you have to complete and do 3 exercises. One is vocabulary. Second, it's record your voice. And third, it's complete the comprehension. So I am going to help you in the comprehension skill, and so I mean, this is like an extra help for you, so you don't have to spend too much time in your house. But it's an activity that you can do it by yourself, of course. So let's go with this class number 1. It is about grammar, page 44, and it's going to be about about the auxiliary that we use in English to express in the future. Is this auxiliary or this modal verb is very important because we use especially when we are talking in the future, but when we are talking with the polite way. I mean, like education. If you have education, you express using the future using that model. Of course, this model we use for expressing advices. And let's go. So in this part, I'm gonna change a little bit English and Spanish too, because grammar is necessary. You understand exactly what I want to express. Okay. So today is grammar class, and what we're gonna study today, it's about the auxiliary should. This auxiliary, we're going to study. So notice this. Should, this word should, the first is to know how to pronounce. How is the pronunciation? All right. So what is this? So first, let's go with the pronunciation. So notice this. You don't pronounce this, and you don't pronounce L. So it is like a big U. All right. So number one, to learn how to pronounce. So in other words, should, notice that should, you don't pronounce O and you don't pronounce L. Should. What is this in Spanish? should en español, para nuestro español, es la palabra debería. In Spanish, de deber, debería. So if you want to know in Spanish, debería. Should, debería. And that's what you need to understand. Should, it's debería. Right? Okay, and what you need to learn about should. We use should for all the pronouns. So we use for I, for you, for we, for they, for she, for he, and for it. It means third person. Should, it indicates like an advice. So when you are referring to advice, so you're giving advice, or you're talking to should. But it is also an expression to indicate the future, but very polite future. So it is very polite future. All right? What else? Should, it's also a question mark. So it is for questions in future. Of course, it has also negative form too. So let me see. I'm gonna tell you something to express this idea. Should. Should we use for expressing advice. For example, let me tell you, I got a problem. I got a problem. I don't have a car. So you are going to give me an advice, un consejo. For example, you should save money in the bank. You should send money in the bank. Tú deberías guardar plata en el banco. You should save money in the bank. Okay? An advice. You should or you shouldn't. It's possible negative. You shouldn't spend too much time in discounts, for example. You should sell products and don't buy too much. You should buy a cheaper car. Those are examples. Okay? Should. Deberías. One example. Tengo un problema. El problema es que no tengo un carro. Entonces un consejo es deberías guardar plata en el banco. You should save money in the bank. Good. You see? Something else. For example, in this phrase, when you say you should save money in the bank, so you should save money in the bank Notice this. This number one indicates advice. Número uno indica un consejo. Tú deberías guardar o ahorrar plata en el banco. Number one. Number two. This indicates future. Should es un auxiliar que se utiliza para un futuro. Deberías es la palabra futuro. Future. Entonces tú deberías, es una posibilidad en futuro como consejos, ¿listo? Pero también existe la negación. You shouldn't. Tú no deberías. O sea, tengo un problema con la policía. I got a problem with the police. So you shouldn't, tú no deberías, you shouldn't, por ejemplo, in this period that is very hard, you shouldn't be outside the class, outside the house. Tú no deberías estar fuera de la casa. You shouldn't be outside the house. All right? Remember something else. If we want to express a question, so this should is also a question mark. So if you want to make a question using should, you should save money in the bank. So you change the position. Yes, go to the first. Entonces cambiamos la posición para hacer la pregunta. El should lo colocamos de primero y ahí estaríamos haciendo una pregunta porque should es un auxiliar también que nos indica que podemos hacer preguntas. Alright? So you write should. And should is like question mark. Y el should sería como el signo de pregunta. ¿Listo? Cambiar solo la posición. Por ejemplo, en esta, la segunda. You shouldn't be outside the class. Pregunta, shouldn't you be, shouldn't you, no podrías estar, you shouldn't be outside the class, outside the house. And this is the question because of this. Y es una pregunta porque tenemos el should de primero. ¿Listo? So, in the book on page 44, you're gonna express ideas about should, shouldn't. So notice this. What should I eat? ¿Qué debería comer yo? I have, for example, healthy problems. So what should I eat? You should drink more water. Tú deberías tomar más agua. You should do more exercise. You should stop, or you shouldn't smoke more. Tú no deberías de fumar más. What? I'm sorry. You shouldn't stop. You shouldn't stop. Read a lot, or you shouldn't stop eating healthy. Tú no deberías de parar de comer sanamente. So in this case, what you need to do is to complete using should. Remember, should is for all the pronouns and this for question also. So remember in this case, so you need to complete number 2, number 3, and number 4, okay? And that's all, nothing else. All right, so that's what I want you to do in this exercise, in this class. This class, it's for grammar class, and it's going to be about should. We use should many times. It's very, very, very useful in English. I mean, it's using all the time, especially people who have education, people who went to the school, and especially when you are reading books, when you are watching TV, and when you are listening the native speakers, they prefer to use should because it's very polite and because indicates very polite way to express some kind of help. So keep in mind that should, shouldn't, I should play. So I repeat for you one more time. Perhaps you understand this, but I want is remind you that it's necessary to understand this. Remember, grammar it's more reading first. Grammar is more learning music. You can learn grammar learning with music. I mean, if you listen music and you memorize songs, you can learn and you can do it. All right, so it's possible that. So should, in other words, you need to understand how to pronounce. So the pronunciation is should. So you never pronounce O, never pronounce L. Okay, and then it's a very big U. Should. Very slow. Second is to understand that we use should for all pronouns, for I, you, she should be here, he should study very hard, él debería estudiar muy duro, he should study very hard if he want to pass the exam. I should study, I should work very hard if I want to have more money, for example. So another idea about should is to understand that it's possible to make questions. So what should I do for you? This very expression and very good question to express. ¿Qué podría hacer por ti? What should I do for you? Okay? Should she play soccer here with us? Should, you know, we use should for questions. Should I go now? Should I go now, for example? ¿Podría irme ahora? Debería. Should I go now? ¿Debería irme yo? No, don't go. No, you shouldn't go. You shouldn't go. No te vayas. You shouldn't go because we're gonna have a class, or please don't go. You shouldn't go outside the class. You need to listen carefully and then do it. All right? So remember, according to this, you need to complete page 44 using the expression should, okay? Or shouldn't. Remember, shouldn't is the negative form that we use to indicate it's negative, all right? So I hope so you enjoyed this class and it wasn't very complicated for you. I hope so you understand what I wanted to express, but it's all that I want to say today. Okay, so see you for the next class. Next class is about reading, so you're gonna read a book and you're gonna do so many things. Okay, so bye bye, see you, bye bye.